The hall was filled with applause, camera flashes lighting up the stage as graduates in dark blue robes took their seats. But the seat reserved for me, front row, center, was empty. Not because I wasn't there, but because my parents decided a cruise with my sister was more important than my promotion ceremony. My name echoed through the auditorium, Ethan Miller. I stood, smiled, and accepted my award. I didn't look at the empty seat. I didn't need to. The silence from my parents' absence was louder than any cheer that day. Hours earlier, I'd called them, told them this day meant everything to me. My mom's response was casual. "Honey, we already booked this trip months ago. Your sister really needed this family time." Family time. The words burned in my chest as I watched other parents crying and hugging their kids. I swallowed the pain and smiled for the cameras. But inside, something shifted. I promised myself this would be the last time they'd ever make me feel like an afterthought. After the ceremony, as the hall emptied, the CEO of our company, Mr. Harold Kingston, approached me. He congratulated me warmly, then handed me a sealed envelope. "You've earned this, Ethan," he said. "Use it wisely." When I opened it later that evening, my hands trembled. Inside were legal transfer papers. I was being offered partnership and a share in a new tech division the company was about to launch. Overnight, I went from employee to co-owner. My parents had no idea their overlooked son had just been handed the keys to a future that would outshine anything they could ever imagine. By midnight, my phone buzzed relentlessly. 74 missed calls. My mom's last message read, "We need to talk." Turns out, the cruise hadn't gone as planned. My dad had invested heavily in a venture that went bankrupt, and my parents were drowning in debt. My sister had told them about my promotion and about the CEO's offer, which somehow leaked through social media. They wanted to celebrate together, now that I was successful. How convenient. When they finally showed up at my apartment 2 days later, my mom's eyes were red, her voice trembling. "Ethan, we made a mistake. We're sorry, but we really need your help." My dad avoided eye contact, standing behind her, ashamed yet expectant. The same people who once told me I was too average to make it in business were now begging me to save them. I offered them coffee, sat down calmly, and listened. Every sob, every excuse, every justification. Then I smiled. "You know," I said softly, "when I graduated college, you didn't come. When I got my first job, you didn't call. When I was struggling to pay rent, you were on another vacation. And now, when I finally have something you want, you remember me again." My mom's tears flowed freely. "Ethan, please, we didn't mean to hurt you. You're family." I nodded slowly. "Family," I repeated. "That's a nice word. You should have remembered it years ago." A week later, I met the CEO again. He'd heard about my parents' situation and offered a unique suggestion. The failing company my dad had invested in was now up for auction. I bought it quietly, under a different corporate name. When the deal closed, I invited my parents to dinner, pretending I had good news. Over a candle-lit table, I slid a folder toward my dad. "Recognize this company?" I asked. His face went pale. "Ethan, how?" I leaned back and smiled. "Let's just say, I finally own something you lost." They didn't speak after that. The silence was heavy. But this time, it was my turn to walk away. I paid the bill, stood, and said, "You took a cruise instead of attending my ceremony. Don't worry, I'm taking one now too. But it's a one-way trip, away from everything that ever made me feel small." As I left the restaurant, my phone buzzed again. Another message from Mom. "We still love you, Ethan. Please don't shut us out." I turned off my phone, feeling the cool night air against my face. Revenge didn't feel like anger. It felt like peace. And for the first time in my life, I realized success wasn't about proving them wrong. It was about finally walking away, knowing they could never control my worth again.